Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to join us for our 25th annual Stand for Children Day. We are so grateful for this opportunity to elevate the experiences of families using this online platform. And we also hope to bring the Sea of Blue back to the Capitol again next year. My name is Valerie Higgins, and I am an African-American woman of color, a mother of 4, 1 infant, a middle school student, an elementary student, and a soon-to-be college graduate. I'm also a child care provider. Today's Stand for Children theme is Reclaiming Our Future. Almost exactly 25 years ago, Patty Siegel took a group of families to attend the first Stand for Children Day in Washington, D.C., where they joined 200,000 other families to demand justice for our children. That group committed to have a Stand for Children event in Sacramento the next year, and we have had one annually ever since. Who better to kick us off than Speaker Nancy Pelosi? Nancy Pelosi is one of our greatest child care champions.
As Patty Siegel, the godmother of child care in California, indeed in the nation, always said, quote, "You can't expect a family with young children to get on their feet without child care. Only when every parent has the support they need at home can we finally unleash the full potential of women in the economy. Thank you again for your quarter century of relentless, dissatisfied advocacy to help children learn and parents earn. Best wishes for a successful event." Thank you.
We're calling on our elective officials to pass AB 92 and to end the practice of paying for childcare on the backs of working families already stretched thin. We don't have to go back to the way things were. We have an opportunity to address our childcare affordability crisis and bring equity to our childcare system. Imagine a future to our childcare system where the work of childcare was dignified with a living wage that reflects how essential our childcare workers are to our society. It's time to reclaim our future, and we're asking you to join.
I know how incredibly difficult this last year has been for working parents. I get so many phone calls. Millions of people lost their jobs or lost hours. Others had to leave the workforce entirely, in part or in strong part because of childcare responsibilities. I know so many of you parents have had sleepless nights just trying to make everything work while also trying to keep your family safe. And this year has been especially hard on women, many of whom are still leaving the workforce altogether, as we saw in this last week's jobs report. We have to reimagine a better future. And that starts by making sure every family has access to quality, affordable childcare. The American Families Plan includes universal pre-K for 3 and 4-year-olds, $225 billion to support childcare facilities and childcare workers, and subsidies that would cap out-of-pocket childcare costs at 7% of a family's income. I'm so appreciative of what you all at Parent Voices are doing, making your voice heard on these incredibly important issues. We know that we will not have an equitable recovery if we don't include childcare. So let's support kids and parents and build an economy that works for all families. And I am so looking forward to working with you all to do that. Thank you so much.
And in light of this once-in-a-lifetime influx of federal funding, we have the opportunity to build back better and to create a child care system that equitably serves all Californians, and especially our communities of color. I'm excited to be part of this effort through AB 92, which will bring relief to families struggling to afford care for their children during the pandemic and beyond. It's time to reclaim the future of our children and our families, and I really do look forward to working with you and with my colleagues in the legislature to achieve this goal.
The lack of affordable, accessible, and available childcare was a reason for me becoming a stay-at-home mom. Imagine having to sell your home, move to a new city, and share a 2-bedroom home with 2 disabled elderly family members and 2 babies. The stress of our living situation started to impact my mental health. If only childcare had been available and affordable, we could have avoided making these sacrifices. 3 years ago, I was offered a job as a caretaker to an elderly lady. So 3 years ago, I applied for childcare so I could take the job. And I was placed on the wait list. I'm still on that wait list. As the pandemic started, I couldn't work because my son was diagnosed with special needs and he needed more of my attention. I really wanted to work and contribute to my household, but I couldn't work at the expense of my child's well-being. My son started kindergarten last year and he is now behind academically, emotionally, and socially. I feel bad because I constantly think that if he had access to quality early education, a program, he may not be struggling as he is now. And it hurts to see my son not thrive. But I'm doing all that I can to make sure that he does. Similarly, I'm doing all that I can for my daughter, and I'm anxiously waiting for my 4-year-old to get childcare with the hopes that she doesn't struggle like my son and has the issues that he has. Imagine a different scenario in which there was a whole family, whole child system that could have connected me with a family navigator who could have referred me to a regional center to identify my son's speech delays much sooner and connected him with the therapy and services that he needed. I could have been offered training to better understand and support my son as a mother. We need to invest in access to childcare, making sure families are not waiting for years for a slot that may never come. I lost that opportunity with my son, and I'm hoping I don't lose that opportunity with my daughter. I'm reclaiming this future for all of us.
Deborah Corley.
When you look into the eyes of a provider, you see hope, you see strength, you see resilience, but the heart tells another story. It tells a story of struggle and hardship. Can I still do this? How can I afford to support my passion, my dreams, my vision? Providers want to reclaim our future. Long-term fixes, no more Band-Aids to cover up a failing system. We tell our daycare kids, if you work hard, dream big, stay focused, you will succeed. We have to reclaim our future. Funding plus union equals a voice and equity for all.
Well, Deborah, you're absolutely right. Funding from the state to support childcare, to support our childcare providers and our families, and a union will give the voice and the equity for all. We absolutely have to have expanded early care and education for the 0 to 3, 0 to 5, but it's needed. You know, school's still only a limited time, but the workforce is longer than that. And what do our kids do? And what do our families do? So we really need to embrace, it is a big picture package. It isn't going to work just for like a few years or, this age slot only. So that's what we're dedicated towards. And fortunately, we have some revenue this year that hopefully will allow us to make some real progress on it. But I really, really thank you for your organizing and Parent Voices. Thank you. You rock. You're always so strong. And I really wish you all good luck in your Stand for Children Day. I stand as your partner.
Most importantly, personally, I just want to thank you all for all that you're doing. I need to give a special shout out to Mary, who's just so kind and gracious and understanding and patient when state government runs a lot slower than as a former advocate I realized. So just thank you, Mary, and thank you to all the Parent Voices leaders for your support, for your ideas, for your pushing So, I just look forward to I know you will keep pushing us to keep reclaiming the future for all of our kids and all of our families. So thank you for that.
Hi, my name is Marisol Rosales. I'm a parent leader with Community Voices, the Parent Voices LA chapter. I am a mother of 4 children ages 12, 9, 6, and 3 years old. I also have another full-time job as a clinical case manager. I want to take the opportunity now and speak about a very important topic that is not talked about enough, and that is mental health. It wasn't until I was an adult and a mother of 4 that I was finally able to access mental health support. It just isn't available or accessible. In fact, I was only able to get mental health help for my family when I had an emergency. I became a recipient of CalWORKs, and that is when I was able to get my kids and I mental health help. Unfortunately, I was only receiving CalWORKs for some months. As soon as I stopped receiving aid, my help was discontinued just like that. There was no referral to another provider, no transition period to keep receiving care. It was just over. It wasn't until I was assaulted right outside of my house while all my children witnessed the event that we were able to receive mental health support again. I was able to get help to overcome that trauma. I want to live in a future where there is continuity of mental health care. Even if CalWORKs was no longer able to continue providing me and my children services, there was no transition. A support person who could help me navigate getting out of the system while continuing the care me and my kids had come to rely on. Our communities have endured too much trauma, injustice, inequality, and it's time to reclaim our future. What does that mean when it comes to mental health? We are reclaiming a future where we destigmatize the need for mental health support. A future where mental health care is available and accessible to all.
I think, as someone said recently, we were in the storm of this pandemic together, but we all weren't equipped with the same equipment to survive it, to get through it. We didn't have the same boat. And some had ships, and some had boats, and some had life vests, and some had nothing at all. And so I think as you're hearing about the investments, the places that we need to support in recovery, it is to ensure that those who started out without are the first to get lifted up and on their feet and get those resources to connect. So thank you for what you do each and every day. Thank you for what you do for your children. Don't ever hesitate to ask for help when you need it. Please keep lifting your voices are powerful. Keep lifting them up. Keep sharing them with us. And we look forward to continued partnership to make a difference and change. Childcare keeps.
California working.
All right.
And in fact, like in the Assembly, we think we can afford, if the federal government comes through with what Biden's promising, to provide childcare to every child under age 6 for all families who are at the state median income and below. We think the state can afford that. When you're speaking as part of Parent Voices, you're speaking for tens of thousands of people who don't know how to get to us, who don't know where to call, who don't know how to get on the phone or on those public comment things that are, on any of those things. Your voice is what's really critical to sort of bring these messages in, because when the Capitol, we get really highly filtered through it's hard. And we think we're listening to everybody and we're trying, but we're not doing as good a job. So I really want to appreciate all of you for what you do to keep us honest, to keep us grounded in perspective. And frankly, we have a lot more to do for you. And I'm hoping you're going to hold me accountable, and I hope you're going to, make sure you're telling me when I'm not doing the right thing and keep pushing on me. And I know Mary will do that. So I'm counting on that.
We have to continue to raise our voices and to make sure that the needs of families, particularly low income and communities of color, are shaping the agenda. Please stay connected to your Parent Voices organizer. Contact information is in the chat. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, or email. So thank you for all the Parent Voices members who have been fighting since 1996, and we are going to continue the fight beyond. And we won't stop until we get social justice for all. Childcare keeps.
California working.